Mpho Moerane's passing, sending shockwaves around the country with colleagues across the political divide, all saddened by the former Johannesburg mayor's death. Moerane succumbed to his injuries yesterday after a car accident last week. Now, in studio with us this morning is Advocate Mahlodi Muofhe, who had a special relationship with the late politician. Advocate, it's great to have you with us. Thank you so much for coming in.
Good morning.
Let me take the opportunity to pass on my condolences to you as well on the passing of Mpho Moerane, who you had a very close relationship with.
Yeah, it is indeed a great loss to people of Johannesburg. He served so well, in particular, and the whole country. Mpho Moerane was a wonderful young person who loved serving the people. He was full of respect. Mpho Moerane at all times wanted to see people who were in need, or who are in need even as we speak, getting help. He has been an activist from his youthful days. I knew him more or less after schooling days, as we met through our organization, the African National Congress. But he always respected me, and to a point where he used to call me Dad. And he refused to call me comrade, even when I used to call him comrade, because he said, no, I'm his dad. But we'd talk, and all the time he wanted to find out how some of us used to do things in the past in terms of advancing the cause for freedom. And we used to engage a lot around those things. And even at the time when he became a mayor, even before he became a mayor, he had the love of helping people. That's how Mpho was. When he became mayor, after another great young man passed on, former Johannesburg mayor, Joburg Matongo, Mpho replaced Joburg Matongo as our Johannesburg mayor. And I'm sure Joburgers would remember how concerned he was in terms of load shedding in Soweto and everywhere else, in Alex and in the townships of Soweto. At some point as mayor, or even before then when he was an MMC, I mean, he believed that he can get to resolve this electricity problem for Joburgers. I'm sure you'd recall that. And he made all efforts. He was trying to make all efforts, and because he was an electrician, so he believed that, I mean, he can get his way around and help people of Soweto to get power. That's how Mpho was. It is, we are all saddened. I'm really saddened. When I heard that he passed on through a car accident, in fact, when he got involved in an accident, I refused to accept that. Even when I was told that it was a terrible accident, I refused to accept that that accident, would in the end lead to his sad passing away. It is very sad. We are deeply hurt, and condolences to his wife, Vicky, their children, the Moerane family. We are all with them during this period of need, and hopefully many South Africans will be praying for them to pull through this difficult period. It's a great loss indeed. Mpho was a personable person. I still can't believe that he's gone. You know, this is the effects of death. It shocks, and you still refuse to accept that he is gone. Somehow one believes that Mpho will jump in, walking up and about, and there's always, he was full of life. He loved life. That's how Mpho was.
You talk about the fact that he was an electrician. Someone who wanted to use that spirit of entrepreneurship, that spirit of him being a businessman, his experience in the field in terms of the power crisis in South Africa as well. All of these things, it's such a massive loss to his family, but it's such a massive loss, bringing that kind of energy and spirit to the city of Joburg and the numerous challenges we face in Johannesburg to now be lost.
Yes, that's the most unfortunate part. But, you know, we are all in God's hands. He has the timetable for all of us. We never know when we're going to leave. We do as much as we can to assist, and that's how Mpho was. And generally, his business and professional acumen, you know, brought a lot of, you know, energy into the city of Johannesburg. And he basically wanted to get things done all the time. He was not this person who loved engagements to no end. He was solution-orientated. And I think that's how I really appreciated him so much, because, you know, philosophizing about having meetings to solve this and that and that, that was not how he was. I mean, he believed he has a problem, and in no time he would come up with a way of trying to say we can resolve it. We have lost a young man, you know, and our hearts, as I still like say again, go to his family, his children, and all of the Moerane family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Advocate, I want to ask you, because we do that, don't we? When someone passes on and they are close to us in our circle, we think about the last interaction that we had with them. What comes to mind for you?
Well, interestingly enough, now and then, occasionally, we would meet at Melrose Arc accidentally, because he operated his offices, used to be in Melrose Arc. And, you know, fondly enough, you know, Mpho, when seeing me getting into Melrose Arc Center, if he was driving out, I mean, he'd park his car and wait for me to park and come and greet me, and then we'll somehow have an engagement there and there. And all the time, our engagements was more or less about how best can the problems of South Africa be resolved, because insofar as he was concerned, it is absolutely critical that we all put our hands on deck to try and get our country working, instead of being destructive by destroying property and and everything else.
Yeah.
That's how Mpho was.
Advocate, let me thank you for your time today. I know it's incredibly difficult to talk about the passing of someone so close in your circle so soon after their death. Advocate Mahlodi Muofhe, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for your reflections.
Thank you so much.
On the passing of Mpho Moerane.